Okay, gang, we're going to talk about the second round of the Western Conference playoffs right now, and I think one of the um, best matchups right now is the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Memphis coming off that just really great series against the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, they really just dominated them from the very beginning. Wasn't for one lucky shot by the Spurs. I think that series could have easily been a sweep for the Grizzlies. So, unfortunately, they're going up against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I think the Thunder just have too much for the Grizzlies to handle. I think the Memphis has a lot of momentum. Coming into this series, they're feeling real good about themselves. I mean, they got the first playoff win ever in franchise history, their first series win in playoff series win in franchise history. So I think that's gonna help them out in the very beginning. But I think ultimately, like I said, Durant and Westbrook, and now they got Kendrick Perkins as well. He's going to cause a lot of problems for the Grizzlies, and I think he might even have flashback to last year's finals and think Marc Gasol is Pau Gasol and kind of just go crazy and probably put him through the backboard or something like that. But taking the Thunder, and I'm taking the Thunder in 6 games. Yeah, Thunder in 6. I think that's fair. I'll give Memphis 2 games. I think again the momentum they should at least win 2 games. Now the other side of the bracket, we'll go from the young kids to the perennial powerhouses in the Western Conference. We got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks. Now the question here is which Laker team is going to show up, and this team has been so up and down, inconsistent throughout the whole season, throughout the first round of the playoffs. The last 2 games against New Orleans, they really seem to play like everybody thinks they should play. The question is that going to translate to the second round? And I just don't know. You're always going to be able to count on Kobe Bryant. His ankle looks okay. I mean, from the last 2 games, it seemed like he was really wasn't bothered by it. Except kind of in the beginning of both games, maybe just needed time to warm up. I don't know, but a lot of people were saying now he was faking the injury. Look at he was dunking on everybody in Game 5. So how could he possibly be injured if he's playing like that? I mean, the guy's a warrior. He plays through so many different injuries the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't think he's faking it. But regardless, the rest of the team, Pau Gasol especially, kind of showing up, not showing up one game, showing up for the next game, taking quarters off, and not sure if that's going to work against the Dallas Mavericks. Still think they could have another collapse. This could be a sweep for the Lakers, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think if the Mavericks got this far, probably not going to collapse. So I'm taking the Lakers in 7 games. They got home court advantage. I think they're going to need it. Again, I think they're going to not show up for a couple games. I think maybe Dallas steals one game from them. Last second shot, that kind of stuff. But the Mavericks to me seem more one-dimensional than any other team. It seems like their whole playbook is throw it into Dirk, see what he can do, and then we'll take it from there if nothing works out. So if the Lakers show up, I don't see a problem for them. But again, they actually have to show up. Which brings us to, I think, the best conference final series. Oklahoma City Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers. Remember last year, the first round of the playoffs, man, the Thunder really took it to the Lakers. I mean, they were blowing them out some games by 20, 30 points, whatever it was. I think that's going to be a super exciting conference finals. So those are my predictions. We'll see if they come true, and I'll be around for the next couple of days, and we'll see what's going on. All right, talk to you later.